Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. It is just past 9 a.m. for me here, Sunday morning. Katie Cat's here to say hello. Good morning. You had your breakfast? Satisfied? You want to leave a review? Yeah. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the sleepy day of the weekend. How are you guys doing? Chat is international. Chat is very international. It's a very worldly crew. It's afternoon here in the States. Been a while since I've been here early enough to watch the countdown. Welcome to the beginning. Where I engage in my time-honored tradition of crafting some stuff and drinking some coffee. I am going to do my Nighthold runs today. I've been talking about doing them since Friday. Today's the day. I've got 4 skips, and then I want to, assuming that I don't just clean up and get both mounts right away, I would love to get both, my hunter all the way through for a full clear, because she'll need to do that 4 times before she can start to skip, but she certainly has the gear to do it comfortably now, so that'll be good. Yeah, coffee and crafting. I'm making some tepid versatility, mostly because I'm out of them, and I can stand to sell some more. More or less. Podcast win. I don't know what on earth I would say on a podcast that isn't just the stream. I think that in the course of 2 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, I use up every scrap of an anecdote that I could possibly have. Good morning, Hazel. Good morning, Kit Katsu. I had a mild panic when one of my hotels for vacation canceled my reservation with less than 2 weeks' notice. Ugh, luckily found something better. Oh, hopefully it's a blessing in disguise and you've got like a real nice new spot. You'd need a co-host? Yeah. I'm guessing the cat just going, wouldn't count so much. Hi. I'll just get all of your different meows. I'll put them on a soundboard and I'll recreate the conversations that we have, except that you would be on the podcast weighing in on... I feel like it wouldn't be a WoW podcast. It would be stories about like birds that I saw outside and stuff. And by the story, I mean I saw a bird. It was a big bird. You made a flan? I made a creme caramel. Which is very extremely similar to flan. You saw my Instagram story. I was baking yesterday in the afternoon. I guess that could, there's a, I mean, is it a story? The story is that I had, up until yesterday, never in my life successfully made a caramel, which is basically you melt sugar. I had never done it successfully. I had either ended up with just syrup or it was just a mess. So, but I needed to for this recipe. I had gotten it into my head to make creme caramel after seeing them on the British baking show in one of the early seasons. It was the technical challenge thing. And I thought, well, that looks yummy and I want to eat one. I bet I could do that. You know, famous last words. But I had all of the various things you need, which is not that many things. It's a very simple thing. You've got like milk and eggs and sugar and, you know, not a wild amount of other stuff. Maybe some vanilla and a little bit of salt. And I looked up a recipe and I had at it. It took me 3 tries to make the caramel. My first 2 batches crystallized and were unsavable. The third time I tried doing a dry method, which is where you don't even mess around with water. You just heat up sugar. And it's a little bit more susceptible to burning, but it's less susceptible to crystallizing, apparently. I don't know. But that worked. The third time was the charm. And they actually set really nicely, and they were very smooth. I was very afraid when making a dessert custard that I might make basically dessert eggs. I didn't want to make like caramel scrambled eggs because that sounds horrific. But they was very nice. It was very smooth. How did it taste? Caramel's pretty tricky as far as I've heard. It was really nice. It was definitely, the caramel didn't look dark, but it tasted a bit dark, but it didn't taste burnt. It just tasted complex. It had it was approaching bitter without being bitter. It was interesting. I'd never had one like it before. And it was very nice. I was very pleased. I would serve those to people if I was having people over for dinner. I would make those in advance. Making consistently good caramel requires a chemistry degree, I'm convinced. I was losing my marbles trying to figure out why it was crystallizing, because I had already like watched the show and I had read every article and they were like, don't stir it, don't even sniff near it. And so I was like, okay, I won't stir it. I'll dissolve my sugar, and then I won't, I didn't even swirl it. And like, I figured I would start to swirl later when it started to actually caramelize to make sure it was even. But I figured during the initial part, I wouldn't even touch it. And I didn't touch it, and it still crystallized twice. So I've decided I hate that method. And then I tried like the pastry brush with water around the side of the pan trick. That batch didn't work. I was upset because like I was ready to make the rest of my custard, but like I couldn't make it until I'd done this caramel, and I didn't think it was going to take that long. I think part of my problem too is that I was trying to make an extremely small batch of caramel. I don't know if this actually makes it harder, but in my headcanon it totally does. I was making a recipe that was for 2. I was just making 2 of them. So I needed basically like a couple of tablespoons of caramel sauce, and that was all I was making. I wasn't going to make a big batch of it. I didn't want to waste any more sugar than I had to, especially when I was going to have to do these batches. So I was making like extremely small quantities, which I think might make it more susceptible to, I don't know, problems basically. But we got there in the end. We did it. Which season have you watched? No, I mean, I have seen those seasons, Sturda. I have watched the show before. I'm kind of on a rewatch, or I was. I rewatched the first 3 seasons, and I'm taking a break now to kind of process what I've learned. But yeah, I did watch some of the later seasons as well. It's hard because I love Mel and Sue very much, and I also really like Noel Fielding. So I like all of the seasons, but the early ones are definitely special. I'm going to make the rest of these. Yeah. I did try the brushing water method. It didn't help me. Maybe my brush wasn't right. Maybe I was doing it wrong, but I did read that. I did try it. It still crystallized. I also found out the fun way that crystallizing caramel turns into absolute rock hard glue, and the only real way to get it off of your pan so you can try again is to like boil a pot of water there and like redissolve it into the water. Early shows are better because they teach you stuff. Later ones, not so much. I loved the little history lessons that they would do. I loved when Mel and Sue would just go out into different places in Britain and then go talk to food historians about like where a specific cake came from, or try like a medieval version of a pie. I thought that was really charming, and I don't think they do it anymore in the later seasons. This all sounds entirely too complicated. I don't know what got into me, but I've gotten in the mood to work on, I've gotten it in the mood to get back into baking, so it's happening. I was so pleased with myself when it turned out that when I actually got the custards out of their ramekins, I was over the moon. I did not think they were going to come out. I was convinced that I had glued them into the bottom with the caramel, and they came out. The first one took a little bit of doing, but the second one came out just fine. I was so happy. Okay, is that good? What is all that worth? Some amount of gold. Let's do Nighthold. Let's go do Nighthold. Here, let me actually get into damage spec. Also, I have to show you something that I did. Remember the suet pudding? Yeah. Yeah, it's not a me thing. Suet pastry as well. Not for me. Suet is for birdies. For me. I mean, it's a meat product, so there's that. Check out what I have. I have a portal that will take me to Brackenhide Hollow. Because guess who timed a Brackenhide 20 last night? This girl. Hopefully Nighthold is nice to you. My mother-in-law rejected a donut my mom brought to her. A regular donut with chocolate frosting because it was too chocolate. Whew. Oh, man. Yeah, it doesn't sound like so much fun. Here, we're heading to Nighthold. We're not heading there via Brackenhide Hollow, although that does now technically function as like a soup portal. But yeah, we timed a 20 Brackenhide. I did not know we were in a 20 Brackenhide until the achievement popped at the end of it, because I was just vibing. I was just having fun. I was not paying attention. I didn't look at what the level the key was. It was on my screen the whole time. I never checked. I was there. I won't lie to you. I made a drink, and I had it over the course of like 3 hours, and I have no tolerance at all. I actually bought a shot glass recently so I could measure a shot to put into drinks, because I had the suspicion that when I did mix drinks, I was mixing them too strong. And it turns out that a shot's like a decent amount and will get me real toasty. So I was toasty healing. It turns out it's basically the same thing as me regular healing, except that I'm less tense when I die. It's basically not any different. Have you heard the term standard issue cat? Yeah, I've heard of it. It's kind of like a meme. I don't think it's a very technical thing, but it's a bit of a funny term. I love my standard issue cat very much. She's sleeping in my lap. Do you rescue Kitty Tig? Aw. Paragon bags from Dragonflight reps worth farming for? No. They contain some polished pet charms, some supplies, maybe a dragon shard of knowledge if you're lucky. I don't even think they have very much gold, if any. There is, yeah, no, do not worry about bothering with them. If you get one just by accident, then it's fine. But if you grind out 3 renowns worth of rep just to get a bag, you are going to be sad. You will be sad. I'm gonna this way. That's right. We need more coffee. I'm definitely feeling you don't at least I don't sleep as well if I've been drinking, so I might need a nap later. I did sleep, but it wasn't great. I had weird dreams. Don't want to be sad. Who doesn't love pet charms? I mean, lots of people. It was a weird choice to make that like the thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, you do get some other stuff from it, but I don't know. It was a strange choice to have that be the thing that you get in your Paragon cache, because like there's plenty of people that will get those that are gonna go, what am I supposed to do with this? This way. I wonder if Gul'dan has anything for me today. I haven't seen him since last week, so it'll be nice just to pop in and say hi. I've built this kind of like headcanon energy where I'm just visiting him like for coffee, and maybe I'll bring like a little coffee cake, and maybe he'll set out some like sparkling juice or something, and then we can you know, talk about how the begonias have been getting on. How weird were the dreams in a Hazel scale? Not that weird. I don't know if I've ever had a normal dream that I can remember. I must have, but I had a dream that I was in a house that I had seen real estate listings for before, but I've never been there. And in the dream, I was there sort of touring it, but there was nobody else there, and it was really unclear whether or not I had broken in. And it was also unclear whether or not somebody else lived there, because, you know, this listing was from a while ago, so it's quite possible that somebody's bought the house and has now moved in. And I was marveling at how it was really, really quiet there. I liked that house was really, really quiet. But because it was so quiet, I was like worried about speaking aloud inside of the house with the windows open, because I figured the neighbors would be able to hear every whisper of what I said, because it was just crickets quiet out there. I also put a television by the laundry machines, and had a yoga mat in a closet or something. I don't know. What is a normal dream anyway? Did I break into a house? Is not the thoughts I like in the morning. Not inviting you for coffee if you generally kill your host. He comes back every week though. It's well, I was gonna say Westworld, but I don't think that ended very well either. Oh dear. 500 pet charms, don't know what they're used for. You can buy upgrade stones that will boost a pet to level 25, or you can buy some that will boost a pet's rarity up to blue quality. If you wanted to get some pets set up for using in pet battles, that's a good nest egg to, you know, you could like go through the list of most commonly used pets on Zufus and just boost a bunch of them and be off and away. But that's really only if you wanted to get into pet battles. Otherwise, they're really not for very much. You can buy pets with them. 500 is approaching enough to get... I don't remember. There was a doggy. There was some kind of a new doggy. I don't remember how much it was. Yeah, coffee good today. Sometimes I have it right with breakfast, and if I had like hot sauce with breakfast, and then you still have like hot sauce mouth, it becomes very, very spicy coffee. Milo's 2.5K. Okay. Not so much 500 then. Not so much 500. I am not planning D4. I figure you guys got it covered. Start towards your prismatic bobbleworm. I wonder what the prismatic bobbleworm prices have settled to. I haven't checked them in ages. But I'd be curious because they had really dropped during the height of Shadowlands and Mission Table pet charm farming. And in theory, Mission Table pet charm farming is still intact. It's still just as doable as it was back then. But I think just because it's not Shadowlands anymore, there will be fewer people doing it. So I could see a world where the price for those sort of starts to climb back up somewhat. Because for a while, it was like 100k gold for a pet that cost, like, how many pet charms? An obscene amount of them. I started playing D4, afraid to get back on WoW. Playing WoW during releases like this sometimes kind of feels like when most of your class at school has gone on a field trip and you didn't go to the field trip because like you couldn't afford it or something. So it's just you and like a substitute teacher just in the room being like, well, what do you want to do? This is weird, right? Is it 10k? Sounds true. You could say most numbers and I would probably agree with you though. 100k was the lowest I ever saw. It's at 280 right now. Can I check right now? I can probably check right now. Bobbleworm. It's at 395k on Lightbringer. And I'm pretty sure it was down somewhere in the realm of 100k. I don't know if I would ever hit like 100, but there's 2 of them available and both of them are going for just under 400k. Now, you probably would be in for quite a project to try to sell one of those. I don't know if it's worth the gold making, but if I ever run out of polished pet charms, I would maybe consider setting some of my characters up with Shadowlands mission tables again. I don't know. It's just so much easier and so much faster than other methods of farming pet charms. But I don't want to do it anymore, but like if I needed the pet charms for something, like if they finally added a pet charm redeem reward and I couldn't afford it, I would probably do that before I start like doing pet battle world quests and a bunch of alts again. I remember those days. That's how I got my flawless amethyst bobbleworm. My flawless amethyst bobbleworm is I hadn't really embraced mission tables yet. I think it was before I discovered TLDR. And I didn't really like doing the missions on the app. So I hadn't really embraced alt missions in Shadowlands yet. So I was grinding out my charms to buy my pet by taking all of these characters and going and doing all of the BFA and Shadowlands. Oh, I've used my thingy. He's not ready yet. Hi, Ellen. Hello. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I like your tattoos. His boots give me very, like, 2008 vibes. I know they're his hooves, but, like, they look like bootcut pants, you know? Okay. And nothing there. Let's do it again on a different character. Such is life. Field trip's exactly how I feel not playing D4 as well. Twiddling my thumbs, farming Elegon. Do you have enough charms to buy 1 or 2? I have some amount of charms in reserve. I think it'll be a while before they introduce anything I can't afford. I don't know how many charms I have. I have no idea. More than none and less than all. That's the specific data that you come to streamers for. Okay, that good? We're happy with that? We're happy with that. How's my score doing? Am I good yet? I've been keeping an eye on my Raider.io rankings just because my server's pretty small and doesn't have a lot of people that do keys on it, which means that my server rankings are great for my ego because I can just be like, well, maybe I'm only the top like 1500 and I see. Maybe I'm only blank in you know, North America, but on my server I'm number 3 or whatever it is. That's one of the nice things about playing on a server that doesn't specialize in a thing. It doesn't make my pet collection look so good, but it makes my Raider.io score look awesome. No seasonal affix to make you want to eat. I love the new affixes. I think they're so fun. I am very spoiled by playing with my friends. I think they're a little less fun whenever I've pugged, but they, you should see us zapping down afflicted. They don't get a chance. Like, they spawn and they despawn in synchronicity. They have matched up animations because they both get zapped immediately. It's beautiful. It's a thing of absolute beauty. I want to be in a balance specialization. Ugh. Maybe I'll shuffle today just to get some vault options because I have no vault options yet. Maybe later after coffee if we're in the mood for tears. Fractal, I don't really do viewer keys very much. I mostly just kind of jump into random pugs. I haven't gotten my hands in Afflicted yet this week, but my voodoo frames are ready. Do they still sneeze? I changed out the sneeze sound for a bell. I changed out the sneeze sound for the temple bell sound, and I've been enjoying that. I don't think you can use a target macro. I don't know for sure, but I just mouse over them. I just have my, I mean, when I'm healing, I have everything on mouse over. But even if I wasn't, I would just make a mouse over macro for my dispel. You just mouse over the thing, snipe it, done. Super, super, super easy. Not super thrilled with the KSM mount. Season 2 one's better than Season 1, though. Newfound love for Boomkins. This is what I always run Nighthold on. I don't... I'd say that newfound love is putting it strongly. This is just what I do if I need to kill Gul'dan on this character. What healing spells do you use as an evoker and afflicted if your cleanse is on cooldown? I queue up in Discord and I say, help! If I absolutely have to, I will sometimes echo Verdant Embrace or echo Spirit Bloom on them, but I hate doing that because I need those resources for people. It is really annoying to heal them to full on an evoker in time, especially if your spells are on cooldown, which they usually are. You have your regular cleanse, and you also have the red one. The cauterizing, I don't know, the red one. Both of those will work to get rid of the ads, and then ideally there's at least one other person in the group that can help you, because sometimes you do need to use your own dispel, so you won't have it available, but it's almost never that I have to heal them. I'd say maybe once or twice in the past week, and I've done a good amount of keys. Thanks for the raid, bears. Welcome, guys. Cauterizing Flame. I thought it was Cauterizing Flame, but then I thought that sounds like a mage thing. I guess the mage thing is just cauterize. It just sounded too simple to be true. Yeah, I run with a monk tank. Well, actually, honestly, last night our group, 2 evokers, a monk, a shadow priest, and a shaman. Every last one of us could do it. It was beautiful. Everybody has it well under control. Monster about doing them with a mouse over cleanse. Word of glory. Feel very inconsequential for a big affix. It gets dramatically harder if you're in a group that doesn't really have people that can do it. I did run one pug where I was the only person that could deal, or maybe there was one other person that could, but they weren't. And having to do all of them by yourself gets a lot more spicy, especially if you're in like a Vortex Pinnacle where you have mandatory dispels. But it's in any group that's bothered to bring a couple people with hybrids, it's really not that big of a deal. What a strange auto mod. Yeah, I kind of don't want to know what it doesn't like about that. I'm going to just never look that up and hope for the best. Bothers me in bigger keys. People can do things, but just don't. I think some people must get very used to playing with their own groups and the way that their own groups do things. And then in a pug, they kind of forget that maybe different groups might do them differently or expect them to do stuff. As an example, when my group wanted me to press, my lust button as an evoker, and I wasn't looking for it, didn't expect it, wasn't reading chat, didn't do it, got in trouble because I was the only one with a lust. And I did not press it because I guess I didn't remember that I had a lust because I never use it. I always run with a shaman who will always lust in the right spot. So it was like my first time ever needing to use it. But they don't know that, like they probably took an evoker over like a druid or something because I could lust. So sometimes you have to, what do you have to do sometimes? I don't know. I don't have any wisdom for that. Spark fragments will be sucked into the reagent bank if you press the deposit all button. Oh, yeah. Have you encountered the panic of, wait, did I not get all of my sparks? How did I go wrong? Where do they come from? What's the catch up like? Ah! Because I've been there and I've heard other people go there too. They're almost always in the bank. They're almost always in the bank. Are pugs mean to you? Sometimes if I do things wrong. I run an add-on that filters whispers generally. Although if somebody's in my party, I think they still can whisper me. But yeah, it doesn't hurt my feelings as much as it used to. Because why does it not hurt my feelings as much as it used to? I don't know. I'd love to claim character growth, but that seems too easy. Who knows who reads pug chat? I guess most of the time I don't look. Most of the time, I'm not really reading chat, which is, you know, it's great for me. It's not so good if they're trying to get me to use lust. Concern about looking good or bad to others died long ago. I think once you've just seen it enough times, I don't know. It doesn't hold as much weight. You should see the way people talk to Flabby and Pugs, though. It's hilarious. He's, like, just because he does, obnoxious amounts of damage, most of the time he will just, like, pick up fans. People will be like, wait, how are you doing that? Who are you? Do you need a raid group? But then every now and then somebody, especially in, like, there was one time that we were running like a heroic or a normal or something. I think it was a Brackenide Hollow because he needed to craft something or something. And it was like a low difficulty group and he was just, you know, slamming because he does a lot of damage. And somebody got really upset with him for it because I guess they wanted a chance to do damage too. Or they wanted him to go do higher keys and leave the lower ones alone, even though it was like a Brackenide run or something. I don't remember the details, but it was very funny and a bit befuddling. It was the first time I'd ever seen somebody be upset at somebody for playing too well in a dungeon group. So if there's a moral to that story, it's that you really can't win. Would a kick from a pug raid affect you as much as in Wrath? Probably not, but I was heartbroken in Wrath. I didn't raid for like patches because of how upset I was about getting booted from that one pug. Yeah, I don't think so. Although I don't know. I haven't been kicked from a pug in a long time. I guess I just don't pug that much. Dungeon was going too well. This way. You know what else dungeon related happened yesterday? I did a 2-key on my hunter. I applied to one and they accepted me. And I was so happy because I figured I haven't pugged on a DPS like at all in multiple expansions really. And I hadn't done any keys at all. And I knew it was just a 2, but I was, you know, I was afraid that I would get past, there would be like a ton of applicants and it would be really hard to get in. So like I apply for a couple 2s and then one of them picks me and I'm like, oh my God, they picked me. And I joined the group and I said, hey, and I meant it. What's happened here? Gul'dan, you good, bud? Have I was not paying enough attention. I was, and then at the end of the group, I said, thanks from the heart. I'm gonna shadow meld. See if that makes him come back. No. I was so excited. We did a Vortex Pinnacle too. We +3'd it. I don't know if it was a lot of damage, but I did more damage than the other DPS, which was good for my petty little ego. And what else? There's no affixes in that level, so you just have to kind of try not to do anything wrong. But I didn't die. You know, it was really, really, really fun, and I was very happy to be there. I want to do all of them on it too, and then maybe try 3. I'm having fun in. I want to do it the slowest possible way. I don't know why. It just sounds fun to kind of like fill out your score from the very bottom up and see if that helps with matters. Especially because I don't really have like big standards for the keys, and I'm sure there's a world in which I start to, you know, maybe climb keys a little faster than doing every single one in a 2 and then every single one in a 3. But it's I definitely need a lot of practice. And, you know, DPSing and keys in general. But I was just so excited that somebody picked me. Over the moon about it. Low keys are really nice, like easy dungeons. Oh, I also got a pet. I also tamed a new hunter pet. I picked out a butterfly. And I named her Iris because she was purple and she reminded me of the iris flowers that I've seen. And then I had a dream that I had named her not that. I had a dream that I had like misspelled it. And I was like, man, Iris was a pretty name. How come she's named this weird jumble of letters? It's like the caramel sticking together, but with vowels. But then I like woke up and I realized that was like the tiniest version of a nightmare that you can possibly have. The absolute minimum nightmare. I dreamed that I misspelled my hunter pet's name when I tamed one. It's not even a permanent problem if it did happen. Oh, jeez. All right, no luck there. Let's try again. Did you figure out what the mystery bush from yesterday was? Yeah, and it turns out I need to eat my words because it was suggested to me and I didn't think it was true. It was a... Oh, I don't have my phone on me. But I took the picture, I did the ID. It was a version of a ceanothus. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but Ceanothus. Or like California lilac. I think it is the lilac variant. But it doesn't look anything like the rest of the lilacs, or at least it doesn't look very much like them. It's much more like a hedge. It's got much smaller batches of flowers. They're not fragrant. They're this brilliant blue. And they're everywhere. Yeah, it is the thing that you thought it was. It was just when I Googled it, and the pictures that Google popped up didn't really look like it. I think they were from too close up. But I went and ID'd it, and that's exactly what it is. You were absolutely correct. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Yeah, okay. I was just so here we'll do Inksy and Crinkle and then we'll do Aerith. I was just so like fixated on it not being a lilac because I was like, no, I've seen lilacs. I know lilacs. It was not a lilac, and it didn't occur to me that some of them might be different. So I learned something. I have a cat just passed out on my lap. She's like totally pancaked flat. You're so cute, honey bear. I logged onto this priest and I was doing a little tailoring on her. I don't know why. Couldn't explain it to you. But then I was like looking at her profession points and I'm like, oh, I could do... This would be more profitable if I got more spec points. And then I thought, oh no. Also, why have I done this? I've used my Hearthstone and I really didn't mean to. Yeah, I see them in all kinds of different colors. Like the regular lilacs that are very fragrant. Hopefully it stops blooming soon for you. Oh man. What's going to start blooming next? It's, what is it, June? I don't know. I should go to the Bouchard Gardens again. I think I would really like that. If I take a day off and go see what it is they're doing. Although I'm going to want to buy seeds and plant stuff and it's like late. It's like way late for that. Okay. These things look so funny flying. I did get some more weak auras for the hunter. I fixed her Beastcleave weak aura. Like I went back to the page and I saw some notes about some things that you could do to make it work, and I took those troubleshooting steps and then I got it working. So I now have I'll show you guys. I'll probably do a hunter dungeon later in the stream. Assuming that I don't just get caught up doing solo shuffle to try to get my vault options sorted out, because I think I might do that. How do I make that fun? But yeah, I got my weak auras sorted. They're in better shape. I still feel overwhelmed by my hunter's UI, even though it's really not that much. But I think I just need to play with it more. I think the reason I'm overwhelmed is because I'm not used to it and all of it's kind of new information. So I'm thinking a lot about all of it. And I think that if I just did a ton of dungeons, I would start to internalize some of it more and it wouldn't feel quite as overwhelming. Suggest the grab a drink approach, maybe not the move for stream. Yeah, or for 9:40 on a Sunday morning. Although I suppose some people do mimosas, but I think I've had my alcohol quota for the month. I think I'm good. What if the orange juice was like getting old and that was also part of the problem? What if the orange juice was fermenting on its own and I basically put vodka into wine? I also put a strawberry onto it. I got some big strawberries from the store and I stuck one in my glass and was like, there, huh. I'm fancy. Finally fished up the Pond Nettle and Legion after 5,800 casts. Holy smokes, that's a lot of fishing. Fine if you call it brunch. I've only seen people brunching like that on TV. I've never actually seen it in person. I'm sure it happens. But like exclusively in TV and movies, you see like packs of people meeting up, drinking mimosas, eating a lot of food at like 11 in the morning. And, you know, like wearing very casually effortless outfits with indoor sunglasses for inexplicable reasons. And that's something that I exclusively know from media. I've never seen it in person in my life. Very common here in Nashville, Tennessee. It sounds expensive. I don't know. I like breakfast. Do I? No, that's a lie. I have to eat it. I like sourdough toast. Except the outfits, it's not that uncommon. What's it for? Why is brunch? Answer me this. I want to go. I'm just going to trust that I'm on the right difficulty. Second breakfast? It's just a second breakfast? Are you intended to eat breakfast at home first and then go out and eat more? Very late breakfast, early lunch. Alcohol in small amounts in the weekend. Huh. Do you need a nap after? For enjoy day drinking. Bottomless brunch about 35 to 60 plus in NYC. You should ask the hobbits. Sleep in, get all the wonderful breakfast foods that you don't like. They love second breakfast. I don't know what my problem is. I used to really like waffles. And I do still enjoy them, sort of. I just don't have a time in my day that I want to eat them anymore. I do love a good pastry. I've decided that the ideal time in my day for pastries, desserts, and sweet things is 4 o'clock between 4 and 5 p.m. in the afternoon. Maybe 3:30 to 5. Like somewhere in that window. And then accompanied by like a cup of tea. That's the move. Because it's like in between meals enough that it's not going to ruin one of my meals. It's early enough in the day that I have time to kind of like process the sugar a little bit. But it's late enough in the day that the energy crash is not going to ruin my life anyways. Like there's something about that time. It's basically like an afternoon tea. But that's where dessert fits into my day, I've decided. It's not that I would never do dessert in the evenings, but if I have like pie, like 4 in the afternoon with a cup of tea is like the move. Have you ever had hermits? Have I ever had hermits? I'm assuming based on the context of our conversation, that's a food thing. And you don't mean like, you know, reclusive people moving into my yard. Jerhala, thank you for the 28-month resub. Did you find a solution for your ice cream? No, it's still in my freezer, untouched. I think I might make chocolate lava cakes. That will work. Vanilla ice cream will work well on chocolate lava cakes. I'm happy with that. Hermit crabs? It's a type of cinnamon molasses cookie with raisins. Huh. No, I've never heard of that. I've probably had a cinnamon raisin cookie of some kind that may or may not have involved molasses. Honestly, I'm losing my interest in cookies. It's very sad. I don't really make them as much anymore because I still love gingerbread cookies. But the rest of them I can kind of take or leave, and I don't know. I don't know what's happening to me. Parts, it's a bit sad. I used to really like them. It just doesn't do anything for me anymore. Guy Walker, thank you for the 16-month resub. I am going for the Infernal Mounts. I need both of them. I need both of them, so we're trying our best. If you had a hermit, they wouldn't be a hermit anymore. Depends on how big the property is. If I lived in like a 20-acre, you know, which I don't, but if I did live on like, you know, a big acreage, then, you know, maybe somebody could move in. I'd never know. Much more of a bar person to cook giant cookie cut in squares. I like to think that bars involve layers, although when I think of bar, I'm thinking Nanaimo bar. I do like those. Although apparently I'm picky about the middle layer, the custard layer. I got Nanaimo bars from the grocery store, not recently, but like a couple of months ago. And it was like a local kind of, you know, kitschy, handmade kind of brand. So I thought, this is going to be great. But their middle layer was just like buttercream icing. It wasn't right at all. It was just yellow icing. And that's not what it's supposed to be. It is supposed to be a sweet, like, I don't know, very thick custard layer sort of. Well, not custard, because it's not like squishy, but like, anyways, it was all wrong and I was upset. I must sound very picky. It's not that I would like throw a fit when offered these things in public or anything. You know, I'm not the kind of person to send food back in a restaurant or like complain in any way if I like am visiting with somebody and they're serving me things. But if I'm making them for myself or if I'm purchasing them for myself and then consuming them in the privacy of my own home, apparently my standards go right through the roof. Trying to find a good recipe for those, not as easy to find as I thought. My favorite Nanaimo bars use bird's custard powder to make the center layer. And then they'll have some kind of nut along with the coconut and the cocoa in the base layer. That's the way that I like them. Funnily enough, the city of Nanaimo actually has a Nanaimo bar recipe posted on their ancient and non-functioning website. Font of night, there we go. Crazy for me to find a Van Island streamer. Thought our island was a bit too small. Nah. I don't even think I'm the only one. Fishing in Stormwind, killing time for the loot goblin. Give me Dragon Isles fishing points. Oh, that is weird. Use birds for a Christmas trifle. I think I would like to make a trifle one day. That sounds like fun. I will not ever be able to make a trifle, though, without thinking about the Friends episode where Rachel makes a trifle, because it's just locked in my brain forever. Layer with cream, jam, beef sauteed with peas and onions. Trifle makes no sense. It's like yummy things in layers. What's not to like? It's just a episode of a sitcom. That's all. Immediately thought of the Friends episode. Is a tiramisu technically a trifle? I suppose it might be. I love tiramisu. It's like, I love tiramisu because, first of all, it's delicious. And it's like a very lovely, you know, complement of flavors. It's a cohort of flavors. And secondly, it's one of those things that you can order in a restaurant for dessert and then take home with you and have like later that evening. That is pretty much always the same. I don't think I've ever had like a better or worse tiramisu from any restaurant that I've taken home. They're pretty much always the same thing. It's always nice and it's always identical. Like I don't think there's really a lot of variance in your standard issue restaurant service tiramisu. I'm sure there's somewhere out there that does it better or worse, but I've never found it. Like the Costco ones. Are sandwiches trifles or are trifle sandwiches? I mean, especially if it's a sandwich that's got jam on it. You're getting into trifling territory. Anything? No. I keep getting this infernal contract. It doesn't even possess the capacity to make my heart leap anymore. It's just kind of like, yep, that's not it. I blew my Hearthstone already, so I guess I'm going to take this character. You know what? She can just live here. You can... No, go to your garrison. Go live in your garrison. Go see your garrison gnomes or something. There's a kitty cat here. Also, this is... That's a little more like it. Sticky date pudding, one of the best. I've had sticky toffee pudding. I don't know that I've had a sticky date pudding. Am I going to farm the normal color? I just run it on Mythic because I figure there's a chance for the normal color to drop on Mythic. So I don't want to do a bunch of extra runs trying to get the normal one if I could just accidentally get it while farming the Mythic one anyways. And then if I do get it on Mythic, then I can worry. Or if I do get the Mythic one first, then I can worry about it. I think that was my reason. Two recipes that I'm known for: fried chicken, grilled salmon. New mission, try sticky date pudding. Hi, kitty cat. You getting up? Big stretch. You leaving? Yeah. This gnome is so cute. I miss playing a gnome all the time. They're just so fun. You can never, nobody can see them. People just like don't notice you in groups, which is occasionally a problem. It's probably a good thing that I can't be a gnome preservation evoker, because if I was, no one would have any concept whether I was in range of them, because I would just become like a little speck on their radar. I've had battered salmon in fish and chips before. It's not wildly common, but it has happened and I have had it. It is a thing that you can purchase. I love my gnome. He gets stuck a lot. I feel like Crinkle did a little bit of tanking at her leveling day. She's a Fury Warrior right now, but I feel like I might have spent a little bit of time on her as a Prot Warrior. Maybe not. You started her as Prot? I think I had some notion that it would be really cute if the... Oh, she's going in the wrong direction. I had some notion that it would be very cute for the itty-bitty teen little gnome character to be a tank. Last night for dinner, I tried making a new recipe for a pan-fried trout, because I had trout still vacuum sealed in my freezer. And I had actually, for once in my life, remembered to take it out the night before and defrost it. Not out, but like into my fridge. And I was looking, funnily enough, I was looking at recipes for some dessert, something completely unrelated to fish. And it was when I was making, I think, the chocolate tart, and a bunch of people in the comments were like, listen, I use this recipe for the filling, but I only exclusively will use the crust recipe from this other chef. And then a couple people were like, usually I only make recipes from this one chef. But I made an exception for this one. And I'm like, okay, so who is this magical chef that everybody is so loyal to? So I look her up. She's got recipes on the Food Network. It was Anne Burrell. And people are like really just fanatically loyal to her recipes. So I was just kind of like scrolling through the repertoire of recipes, trying to see if there's anything that I wanted to try to make. And one of her top rated recipes was for a pan-fried trout. And I was like, well, I have trout. Yeah, okay. So I like watched the video and I like got the stuff and I made it. And it was really very nice. It tasted like you ordered it in a restaurant. Probably because I used a bunch of butter. You drizzle it in like reduced lemon butter at the end of it. I would not call it a health food, but it was I felt very fancy. My only problem was that she wanted the trout to be completely deboned. And I usually cook my trout almost whole, like they're cleaned first, but I don't usually debone my trout. I usually cook them whole and then I just eat them right off the bones so that I can eat like every last scrap of fish that I caught. But she also wanted me to fry them basically flat, so I sliced through the ribs when I was slicing them open for that, and then basically there was a lot of bones, but I would maybe look into trying to carve the rib cage out next time. That is not the fancy way to cook them. Well, I disagree. It felt very fancy. It had I went and bought panko breadcrumbs for it. I bought fresh lemons. What else did I get? I don't know, some herbs and stuff. Usually my go-to method for cooking trout last season when I was fishing a lot was I would mix up a spice mix that was basically chili powder with extra paprika, salt, pepper, and maybe one more thing, I forget. And I would rub that on I would scale the trout. I would rub it on the outside and the insides of them. And then I would put a couple slices of lemon in the middle. And I would just pan fry them until they were nice and crispy and cooked through. And it was really, really good. You can eat almost the whole fish. Oh, eating them off the bones is not fancy. I see. I thought you were critiquing my recipe. Yeah, maybe not fancy, but I really like, if I'm going to harvest a fish, if I'm going to, take its life with my own hands and pull it from the lake myself, I would love to eat as much of it as I possibly can. And then one day I'm going to figure out in a garden how to compost the rest of it in a way that doesn't give me like a huge rat problem, but also lets me have basically fish meal for my garden, because it's great gardening compost. However, composting fish, if done messily, will smell horrific and also can attract some pests. So one day I'm going to figure that conundrum out. Right now I don't bother, but... Anne Burrell is legit. Yeah, she really, it seems that way. I had never organically encountered somebody with this level of like, I don't know, audience trust before. But I figured if this many people were that obsessed with these recipes, then I should probably try a few of them because they're probably onto something. I like lemon on fish, but I'm not against lime. I think that my chili powder trout would probably be better with lime than lemon. Live in the hills where we have bears? Yeah. Yeah, I would be worried about that too. There's probably technically ways to do it, but I would be worried about that too. Unless you're trying to build like a fortress. I would buy like land in the woods and then build like a composting complex that's like, not with guard towers, but like a huge reinforced basically outer wall, a nice moat. Bears won't mind a moat. Bears can swim. Worst cooks in America is great. I'd never seen any of the shows. I watched a little video of her cooking the fish. She seemed fun. Would you say she's the Hazel of cooking? I don't know. I think if anybody trusts my information 100%, then they will occasionally get led astray because sometimes I'm wrong. I was just happy to have another way to cook trout because last year we ran into the problem where we were catching more trout. Not than we could eat, but I was catching enough trout that I was getting kind of tired of preparing it the same way. I tried like the gentle, baking with like lemon and garlic and salt and whatever. And then I tried like my pan fried thing and they were both good. But I was just kind of bored because I had it, fairly often. I would go every week and I would bring back like 4 trout or so, which was the limit. And it was kind of a lot of fish. Gently baked, put in a green salad. That sounds too classy for me. It sounds too healthy for me. That's the one thing about whenever I eat trout for dinner is that I have to pair it with something that's got like some real starch and fat and like calories to it because trout's pretty light and otherwise I'm just going to get hungry like immediately. Not enough butter. Could be not gently baked too. One thing I haven't tried is I haven't tried doing like a stew or a soup. I feel like I could probably figure out some kind of a trout chowder. And then next time I get rockfish, maybe not the next time, because I have one more beer in my fridge that is for beer battering, because Lord knows I'm not going to drink the beer. I'm not a beer girl. But maybe the second next rockfish that I get. I was looking up different ways of preparing rockfish, because here on the West Coast, it's pretty much rockfish is fish and chips is often rockfish, and that's kind of the end of it, unless you're getting like halibut or something. But it's very much like you fry this and you serve it with potatoes and it's good, but like that's just one way to do it. And I figured they have rockfish like elsewhere in the world. Like how does Japan do it? And I was looking into it and apparently in Japan it's fairly like there's this dish where you simmer it. You almost braise it and there's like a sauce. And I kind of wanted to try that. It sounded more delicate than what I was doing. Font of Night, that's right. Streams are making me hungry lately. I have talked about food this entire time. Oh, what else do we got? We talked about dungeons for 10 seconds. Did I do fish tacos once? I think I did fish tacos the one time that I brought bass and home and I filleted it and I like sort of pan fried that. I took those pan fried bass fillets and I put those into fish tacos and that was actually very good. You don't think of bass as like an eating fish, but if they're small enough and they're delicate enough, it can actually be a really nice white fish. I think of Basses as a boyfriend member. I think of Basses as a boyfriend. A what? Pardon me? I think I might be mistaking something. Oh, a boy band member. There it is. Oh my god. I would recommend the WoW cookbook. It's got some very nice recipes in it that I continue to make to this day. I really like the firecracker salmon. I really like the Mulgore spice spread. There are more. It's a good cookbook that has like a wide variety of different recipes in it. There's like baking and dessert things, there's like dinner things, there's meat things, there's veggie things. It's got like a lot of recipes in it. I haven't tried the new one, but I'm sure it's good. Chelsea Monroe Castle knows what she's doing. Son got me both for Mother's Day. Love those cookbooks. I have the Hearthstone Innkeeper's Tavern cookbook also. I've made a handful of things from that as well. Nope. Yeah, well. I got one more character that can do it, but she's going to have to run the entire thing. Elder Scrolls cookbook, still haven't tried anything yet. I heard that she had done a Song of Ice and Fire cookbook, like a Game of Thrones thing, but I figured there's probably not that many recipes in that I'm going to be able to do because Game of Thrones was pretty, I mean, aside from lemon tarts, it's a pretty meat heavy kind of a thing. I'm doing this. We're going to get rid of these. Infernal Contract Trinket. Such a mean bait. Am I going to get a DH to 70 so I can try at the toy? Probably not. I wouldn't get your hopes up. It doesn't sound like me. Okay. I'm going to do my hunter next. Actually, hang on. There should be a goblin very soon. I'm going to see if I can get a goblin kill first. Because I want one on my evoker to try to get the bag. Yeah, family pie recipe. So it's going to be in Starwind. Very good. I almost went and did it this morning when I first started the stream, but that one was Orgrimmar, and I don't want to go to Orgrimmar on my Alliance character. And if I do it on my Horde character, I'm going to use up that tiny extra chance at the bag. Goblins run until end of day June 14th. So another 10 days. 10 days from now. I knew that one. It's on the in-game calendar as well. You can check the Greedy Emissary event. Pretty Lady 291, thank you for the 7-month resub. Wine and meat. I turned my sub sound up, so hopefully I hear them more reliably now. I was missing them. Not all the time, but I would say often enough for it to be a problem. So I went back into my settings and I cranked it a bit. Do we have to run the entire raid in each alt to unlock the skip? Yep, 4 times. 4 times each. Once you've unlocked the skip, that character has the skip forever, but each character will need to have the skip unlocked for them individually. I would like a Herodric satchel. Mostly just so I can stop doing this. I don't think I'm really fussed about getting that bag on any other characters. I could maybe take a look at Inksy at the Gnome Priest to see what her bags are like. Although she might have better bags. Hard to say. I've managed to clear up quite a bit of bag space here. You'll notice that I'm no longer carrying around endless files. I finally made enough room in my bank for them to fit into my bank, even though I still have... How many of them do I have? Let me see. 233,000 Draconic Vials still on hand. Surprised you're not using Azure Weave big bags in your main. Yeah! I don't know. I guess I could. How much are they? Slots. 34 slot bags. It's only 2 slots per bag. I don't know. I guess they're not that expensive, but it's only 2 slots per bag. Alright, buddy. I like your dragon's wings. Thank you. It's my screaming black dragon seal trinket. It scared the daylights out of me. I couldn't tell what was going on. Nope. Gold. Gold again. Oh well. Let's take her back to Veldraken. I have lightless silk pouches here, so they're 32 slot bags. It would not be 4 slots per bag. You can have 4 bags equipped plus 1 reagent bag. Unless I'm doing math wrong. But I think it would only be 2 slots per bag. Lightless silk pouches are 32 slots. Hey, we got some mail? What did I do? Did I sell something? Am I rich? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not rich. How do I have 3.5 mil on me? What did I sell? I feel like I don't have that much. Yeah. I think I just need to make a bunch of stuff with my files. I don't think I'm gonna buy any more files this season. I think that I've got basically as many as I need to, because demand's gonna kind of drop off as time continues on. Was a treasure goblin just parted with his wares? Sort of. I got 30 gold from him. And that's 30 gold that I get to keep. Paid someone for the haversack bag. Had to destroy like 6 stones, was making me sad. I like to imagine that Balial didn't get that spooky looking for nothing. I like to imagine that he's got... Oh, should I? Yeah, here, let's make some of these. Just to kind of crush some thingies here. And then what about health potions? Are those pretty good? Yeah, it's decent too. We'll do some of those as well. Not as many. I think I still have lots of this. Yeah, I do. Okay.
If you find anything exotic, bring it.
Need to do Dragon Soul runs, but don't remember it. Feel like it's long to get through. Dragon Soul has lots of role playing. It's not a ton of running, but it's a lot of role play. Alrighty, I will be right back. Alrighty, how we doing? Made some health pots? Made some health pots. Taking a break this morning, it's getting old. I'm surprised that the mount is such a seemingly low drop rate from the goblins. You'd think that if they were going to bring it back, they would make it a little easier to get, especially when people already kind of had it. Yeah, no skip for Dragon Soul. I was very relieved. Dragon Soul, or as far as I know, Siege of Orgrimmar. Those were the two mount runs that I was most relieved to have finished because they were upsetting while doing them. 0.8 for the mount. Oh, that's awful. That sucks. Blazing Drake is a cool mount in its own right, though. It's pretty. No, is it? Am I thinking something else? I might be thinking something else. Let me see. Blazing Drake. Blazing Drake is this one. Oh, no, that is kind of pretty. I was thinking of Lifebinder's Handmaiden, though. I was thinking of the pink version of it. That one's pretty. That's a cool mount. Weird colored blazing one's orange. Yeah. I don't think I've ridden that one much. Maybe I will whenever they get around to expanding dragon riding to more mounts. All right, so we're going to check that up. Let's get on the hunter and go do a full clear of Nighthold. Dropped chance on mount journal. I don't have anything like that. I have mount journal enhanced showing me the collected percentage. That shows me how many people have it, like what percentage of players have a given mount. It doesn't show me what the drop rate is. Rarity will kind of show drop rates, but it doesn't do it on the journal. What am I doing? Hunter. That's right. That's right. Got Tyrael's Charger day 2. It's just good luck. It's just real good luck. Oh, I felt really lucky that I happened to have it from the last time they did a promotion for it, because I don't know if I would have had the patience to farm it. I don't like limited duration holiday farms like that. I'm also very glad that I got the Love Rocket, you know, done and sorted. All right, my hunter. She's got her snail, her Nurmok. Oh yeah, I gotta show my new my new butterfly pet. This one. Yeah. Isn't that nice? You can tame these in the butterfly cave in the Waking Shores. There's different colors of them, but I love that color. Cassaboo, thank you for the 46-month resub. 46, holy smokes. Appreciate it. Glad you're still here. I'm gonna start Nighthold. I don't even think she has. I have to go get her a dollar on Hearthstone. Hang on. Let's do this. I don't know if this is the fastest way to do it, but it's the way that I'm gonna do it. My friend tamed chonky bees. Loves his little bee boys. I'm going to Legion Asuna. I fly to Dalaran and I just pick up the Hearthstone from the inn is the way that I've been doing this on new characters. Probably ain't going to end up needing this for, you know, to get to High Mountain or something anyway. I don't know. You can always use a Dalaran Hearthstone. Over 20 years of playing WoW, still don't have the Headless Horseman mount. Oh, man. What's your guys' white whale mount for the mount collectors out there? I don't know if I have one still. I mean, I know I don't have a Pond Nettle, but I can't complain because I haven't really been trying. I know I'm working on the Gul'dan mounts, but that's just kind of the current thing that I'm working on. I don't know. I feel like any mount that I don't have, it's because I've stopped trying. It's because I've given up. I don't think I've tried for anything that long and had the poor luck to not get it. Love Rocket. Glad mount. Invincible. Couple of Invincibles. Partner still hasn't gotten invincible. Yeah, the Freehold Parrot, actually. I'll come weigh in on Sharkbait. Ooh, haha. It doesn't like me and it doesn't want to come home with me. Lifebinder, sadly. Somehow still missing the BC Karazhan mount. Just doesn't drop. Yeah, Time Reaver is a hard one. Time Reaver is just so rare. Ravendares don't do regular runs. I like this mount. This was one of my favorite ones to ride when I first started playing WoW. I thought these things looked so cool. They looked so different from all the other mounts. Like, most players that I knew were riding Drakes. So the fact that I could, like, you know, do a rep grind and get some nether rays and then have that be my thing was very exciting to me. At least we got the trading post parrot helps, and the island expedition parrot helps. And honestly, even if I get sharkbait, I like Quox's colors better. I think that Quox is a much nicer colored parrot. I like the purple better than the red, but I do still need sharkbait. So it's over here. Hello. I seem to have misplaced my $1 Hearthstone. Thank you very much. Got Nalik and Galleon within a week of each other. Oh! Rook Marundasta. Green Infernal from Nighthold. OG Talbux and the Nether Race sealed my fate as Mount Obsessed. I am flying the wrong way. This is not the way I need to go. We're going to turn around and go underneath the city here. Go-to mount is the shopbot pig, the shame of it all. It's an adorable mount, though. It's so cute. And it's so unique. Like, we don't have any other mount that's even close to looking like that. I don't blame you at all. I think that's awesome. I know a lot of people really, really like the fur line. The Sunworm fur line is a go-to mount for lots of people because that also looks like very unique to itself. It doesn't really look like any other mounts that we have. And because it's a kitty. Rogue weapon from the post? No, I didn't get any weapons. I was tapped out trying to get the mounts this month. I bought one mount. I froze another one. I'm totally out of tender. I can't even get I can't even get Buzzworth. I can't even get the bee pet unless I decide to freeze that instead of the Swarmer mount. The fur line is summoned by throwing a fish at the ground. I don't know if I did know that. Hang on a second. Let's see this. It is summoned by throwing a fish on the ground. Oh, rip fishy. Need a rideable corgi. Inspired to do a run of Dragon Soul now. Wish me luck. Good luck. This could be the one. And you know what? This could be the mount. This could be the one for me. maybe Gul'dan will cough something up. Or Illidan. Could happen. Raid difficulty Mythic. Oh, I have no faith anymore. I'm just here because this is what I do. Just to say I've spent another week doing it. I don't even have... Here, let's turn on rarity. Just to make sure that we're tracking some manner of attempts. It's all the trout that you catch. Yeah, if we're all doing mount runs at once, somebody's gonna get something, right? That mount is the Sunwormed fur line. It was a shop mount. It was a shop mount that they did. Now that would be game breaking if they put that at the trading post. That would be a nice one for them to offer to people for that. Damage meter for my +2 Mythic. I have it. There's my damage meter for my +2 Mythic. I did 54k overall, which I was quite pleased with for my baby, you know, newbie's first day on her spec plus somewhat iffy, not that iffy gear, but you know, it's not good. Her trinkets are not very useful. It's not bad. I was quite proud of myself. I was quite happy. I was having a nice time beast cleaving. I was having a nice time in there with my pets. Speaking of pets, I have my cunning pet, which is good. That's giving me my extra... That should be giving me some extra movement speed. I guess I could have grabbed a speed file, because she's going to have a lot of running to do, but hunters are fast. It'll be okay. Funny how they put the Twitch drop helm in the trading post. The helm's from Mop. Did they? I know that they put the... I didn't know that they had that one as a Twitch drop. They had it as a... It was a shop helm. And then it... Did they give that one away as a Twitch drop? That must be... Huh. Oh yeah, I was all ready to go through the door, but it's locked. Can't do it. Not allowed. Do I need to pick up a quest from somebody? Because I should probably try to get on the skip quest. I don't remember if you pick it up at the end or if I can... I think I can pick it up now, actually. I think it's just a trivial quest here. There we go. That's what we need. Echoes of Time. We are on Mythic. That's good. Do I have anything that I can get from here? I am 95 of 145 pieces of loot, apparently. Lots of them being zone drops, but I could get... Oh, you know what? That's account-wide progress. That's not character specific. I have account mode on, so it's counting all the different armor types. I would be surprised if there was that much, if I needed that much mail, just because I've done this on my evoker a fair amount and my hunters and stuff. Hunters of yore. Was it Prime Gaming? Okay. Prime sub. Yeah, maybe that was before I re-upped my Prime. Because I don't think I have it. Maybe I do. I don't know. Butterfly pet, big, kind of scary. You think so? I think it's really pretty. I like the big wings. I guess it's got big old bug legs too, but it needs those. I went and tamed a underlight moth from the... I went and tamed an underlight moth from the Zerlet Caverns because I was excited about getting like a modern moth pet for my hunter to use. And then I was looking at it and I didn't realize that the bright colors on them are really only on the bottom of the moth, and that's the whole point of it being the underlight moth. They're quite dull and camouflage from the top, which is, you know, accurate, but not as flashy as what I wanted. So I ended up letting that one go and going for the butterfly instead. Maybe chromatic anomaly will give me the weapon illusion. It could happen. If I was gonna get it, this would be how. My hunter does substantially more damage than my druid for this kind of thing. I think she'll have a nice easy time at the end of the instance. Probably because my druid is like item level 380 something. She's got reasonable gear for PvP, although it's only okay. But because I haven't really bothered to upgrade it for PvE, and it's, you know, this is really the only thing that it would matter for. And it doesn't really matter. Clearly she can kill Gul'dan just fine. But... Hello? Knock, knock. Oh, there you are. Pardon me. No luck, I don't think. I don't know what that is, but I don't want it. sounds like a mess.
The time lock is broken. They are free.
I wonder how long this will take. I guess it depends on how long I take to get through the courtyard section. Hunters really do move so fast. I'm pretty sure I'm spec'd into pathfinding. Also, apparently I'm spec'd into camouflage. I didn't know that. I got this set of Hunter weak auras that alerts me when my pet's not attacking, or if my pet's dead, it will tell me, stuff like that. But most of the time it's okay that my pet's not attacking, you know? Most of the time my pet has a good reason. Doesn't need this kind of noise. Currently trying to get all 13 characters' professions sorted, starting with the rare quality profession tools. That's a good place to start. I could see the appeal of that. I wish you good luck with it. That's a huge project.
The palace grounds are just ahead. You'll find them even more heavily defended than the lower levels.
You've been watching the stream for a long time. I was looking in my YouTube settings when I was trying to find my join date to commemorate my 10-year YouTube anniversary with, and I saw your name in the list of like longest subscribed people, and you also used to moderate my YouTube stream back when I did YouTube streams a million years ago. 13 characters is a lot for professions. Yeah, Legion was a while ago. It doesn't sound like that long ago, but time has a funny way of passing really quickly. If I figure out why and I get a handle on stopping it, I'll let you guys know. I've gotten really attached to this snail. I didn't think I would like having a snail pet as much as I do. It's kind of the best. It's kind of really fun. It's so pretty. It's got like, it's got the crystals. It's got like some flowers or something. Yeah, it's got flowers on it. It's you know, been bedecked. My mind Legion was like 2 years ago. I remember seeing the Legion announcement at Gamescom. I was watching like the Gamescom live stream and I was thinking, oh man, this is brand new. This is some, I was like looking at the artifact weapons previews and I was like, this is some cutting edge, extremely fresh. It's going to be forever before this actually comes out. It's too early to get excited about it yet. This snail is from the Zerlite Caverns. The butterflies from the Waking Shores. It was really fresh. Oh, man. Oh. Pardon me. We killed the Astromancer? Astrologer, there he is. Do pets still let you bloodlust? Any ferocity pet will have primal rage? Primal something. It'll have an on-use lust that hunters can use. You don't need to be any particular hunter spec for it. You just need to have a ferocity pet. Remember when they showed the Legion Druid Mogs at BlizzCon and the crowd went wild? I was watching online. It's going to be really interesting watching this year's BlizzCon online. I am very curious to see how it feels compared to other years. I guess it's hard to say because I went in person a few times and I'm going to be watching this one from home, but I don't know. Is it going to feel the same? Heck of a time remembering all the expansions in order. They start to blend together for me a little bit. It surprises me that MoP was before WoD. That, for some reason, throws me for a loop sometimes, despite the fact that, of course, MoP was before WoD. But in my brain, WoD was a really long time ago, and MoP was not that long ago. MoP felt, I guess, maybe more modern than WoD. I don't know. Had a different energy. I liked that. I think that maybe part of it is that in recent times, they've kind of returned to the world design that was a little bit more MoP. Like, in Warlords, they made these beautiful zones. And they put, like, interesting characters and lots of really nice quests in them. But they did it in a very kind of on-rails way. They had really streamlined things. There wasn't really a lot of unused space. Every area of the zone was like, this is where you do these quests. This is where these quests are from. This is where this is from. And this respawn's here. And the whole thing was very densely packed and everything was for something. Whereas in MoP, you had these huge wide open zones and sometimes there was space just for the sake of space, which is something that they've returned to more with Dragonflight. That they had gotten away from for a while. So maybe that's what's making MoP feel more modern in retrospect. Gargrunt was huge though. Yeah. WoD only having 2 patches also. I mean, the last one lasted so long. 2 patches, but still like a normal duration for an expansion. Excited about what they will announce at BlizzCon. Yeah, me too. Me too. I kind of like doing this mount run from scratch. I know that, like, don't get me wrong. Once I've unlocked the skip, I will skip it. That's not a, not a question. But I think I'm just satisfied that I finally figured out my way around. it felt like 25 times that I tried to solo this just to get the skip unlocked, I would get lost and turned around and I wouldn't have unlocked the thing and I would have missed a boss and I would be like so confused about where everything was. And I guess I finally just did it enough that I figured it out. And it feels nice, you know? I feel as though I've graduated from Nighthold and I'm rewalking the halls with fond memories of all the struggles that I used to have. Small expansion? Giant evil snails. Evil snails? Oh, don't listen to them. I am grinding this for the infernal mounts. The mount that I'm riding, if that's what the one you're looking for, is a legion mount from the Argus reputation. This is a Ruin Strider, the Amethyst Ruin Strider, if that's what you're looking for. Let's go do Tichondrius next. I'll defend BFA to death. I love that expansion. Yeah, me too. It wasn't perfect, but I feel like a lot of the things that went wrong with it weren't really deal breakers for me. And there are also things that they really seem to have learned from. I think that the Azerite gear and Heart of Azeroth and Azerite power, they really wanted us to have like some progression we could work on in endgame beyond just item level. And I think they've finally not necessarily gotten over that, but found nicer ways to do it that don't upset people quite as much. If anything, the item upgrade system kind of feels like an endgame power grind that is more in-depth than just getting a gear upgrade, but it is tied to your gear and your item level, so it feels very wow to me. I don't know if that makes sense, but or if those two things could be considered analogous, but they're analogous? Analogous. Unnecessary words. If they could be compared, you know. Azerite was dumb. It was the story and the vibe I loved. I loved the zones. All of Kul Tiras, in particular Tiragard Sound, but all of the Kul Tiran zones I thought were just fantastic. Loved 8.2. 8.2 was a bonkers patch. I couldn't believe that they gave us Mechagon and Nazjatar in the same patch. I think those could have been separate patches. Mechagon with all of its content in the Mega Dungeon and then Nazjatar with all of that content in the raid. I think those could have easily been separate standalone patches. And I was almost overwhelmed because we had both of them at the same time. Like, I would go do my Nazjatar dailies, then I was like, okay, now I gotta go do Mechagon rares? No. I'm pretty sure I did Mechagon late because I looked at all of it and I was like, that's too much for me. I'm gonna do Nazjatar first and then I'll get to Mechagon later. It was a huge patch. And then 8.3 was a bit bizarre. I feel like 8.3 went a bit off the rails. Maybe because it was like, you know, the end of the expansion, they were willing to do stuff that was a bit more crazy, but I felt like corruptions in the endgame, like the Oldham invasions and stuff, was not my favorite thing. Mechagon had great collectibles, which I also have yet to finish. I still need Rustfeather and the Arachnid Harvester Mountain stuff. Yeah, the toys were pretty rough. The achievements, the meta achievements for both of those zones were more intense than most zone metas that I've seen since. Hey, I got a transmog, actually. I got an Eagle Talon tunic. Is that tier? Yeah, it's Hunter tier. What does this set look like from here? I actually don't know what the Hunter Nighthold set looks like. Oh, I have almost all of it. I'm just missing a cloak, I guess. That's not like a life-changing set, really. Croesus is so adorable during Wintervale with his wreath. It's pretty good. I don't think, it's hard to beat Denathrius with his multiple Santa hats on his horns. Had another one of those keys where someone was like, if we wipe here, I leave. Didn't wipe, but feels unpleasant to be around. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a good energy. Yeah, Razzie gets candy cane. I feel like if nothing else, Razzie gets candy cane in her little claw just reminded people that she had like the little dragon arms. Hello. Oh, it feels good to be running raids in a hunter again. This is the most weekend WoW thing that I can think of. It's just having a big old pretty, a couple of nice hunter pets, some kind of a flashy bow mog. Time is it? 10:30? It's not even that late. I have 68 Mythic plus rating because I did a +2. I guess it only took 15 minutes. It was like the greatest 15 minutes of my hunter's life. I was so happy. He used to call her Jazzy Razzie, Razzle Dazzle.
To waste away without its energy sustaining us. So a bargain was struck. Now I see a future where the Legion is victorious and my people endure. This is the thread that must be preserved. I will do everything in my power to make it so. Your deaths ensure the future.
Take my first key. Brackenhead Hollow +5. Didn't even have to press any tank buttons. Nice. I'd be so nervous to tank a Brackenhead because of... I would have no earthly idea of what to pull and what to not pull. Even though I've been in there a bunch of times, I would be, I would just go in a straight line. And then if anybody went, why did you pull that? I would just be like, oops. Whoops. Sorry. Just moving forward. I like how she covers her tummy with her hands when she's laughing, like Santa Claus. She kind of has like a oh ho ho. It's very jolly of her. Oh. The achievement spam is going to make it seem like I'm going to get something from this next boss, despite the fact that I probably won't, but I could. But I probably won't. Looked at me weird, so I punched it. That's always my excuse whenever I accidentally butt pull something as a healer or a DPS. I just go, hey, it was looking at me funny. What was I supposed to do? Not walk into it? He's immune, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Oh yeah, we lit him right up.
Surrender. I may yet show mercy. Time to return the demon. I am good, Dan.
After playing Diablo the last few days, makes me wish Blizzard would add an exit dungeon to each character in WoW. Are you having fun with Diablo? Is it everything you wanted it to be? People seem pretty happy so far. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it. I've just seen them in there playing it, which I think is a good sign. I am. Shocked at how smooth the launch was. All right, but nope, not today. Not today, but we get we're 1 of 4 for the skip, so that's something. Go clean up our bags and get all that stuff out of there. Having fun? Nice. It's cool that people seem to really like it. Sometimes there's a risk with games that have been in development that long that they kind of go a bit adrift. So it's nice that it's going well. Smoother for PC folks than console folks. I hadn't even thought of them simultaneously releasing it on console. I suppose they would have. Done. think I can just get rid of all of this. I think I can pretty safely assume this entire bag is filled with stuff from Nighthold. I used to have an add-on that did this, but alas, I'm back on my own clicking power now. Not because anything happened to the add-on, I've just turned it off. No big drama after like 3 days. It's a really good sign. Alright, I think I know what I'm gonna do next. I'm not wildly optimistic about it, but maybe that's a good thing. If I go in with very low hopes, then the worst thing that can happen is no worse than my expectations. I want to do a bit of solo shuffle on my druid to try to get some vault options ready to go for next week, and to maybe get like 1 or 2% progress towards my vicious war snail. So I don't need to do that well. I just need to play, is what I'm going to keep telling myself. It's been a bit of an ugly season so far. I'm both struggling with the re-gearing, but also not playing very well in the first place, so I can't even blame my gear that much. But we're just going to get back in there and really hope for the best. I'm pretty sure I have my whisper blocker back on, and I can put myself in my nice blank chat tab so that if anybody's reading me for filth, I don't have to see it. It'll all be okay. Yeah, alright. Send me an... I am 1,300 in solo shovel rating, just shy of 1,400. I'm 6% progressed. I am 6% of the way towards the Vicious War Snail, which is actually... I thought I was at like 1, so I'll take 6. 6 sounds good. Oh, I should be... Hang on, let's leave queue for a second. I should be, I should buy something. I have Conquest. Well, I always wait until the end of the week. I could buy something with my Conquest, or I could sit in my Conquest, wait to see what I get in the vault next week, and then spend it then. I do this every time. I did this last week as well. That's why I have 875 right now. I could buy a Conquest piece. Will I? 4% per week, which is not so bad. And I mean, you know what? We're starting early. Last season I started my Vicious War mount progress at like the very end of the season. And we still got it finished, so. Do I have it on my bar? Yeah, we did the Vicious Sabertooth. So the main goal is for me to just persevere, fill up that bar, get myself a nice war snail. That's the main thing. We don't need to climb rating. I just need right now honor for vault options, really. So you're about to see some stuff. I'm going to apologize in advance. We're just going to do our best. We have what? BM Hunter, Shaman. I don't know. Why am I talking about this like I'm going to know what to do in the game? just press buttons. Reached Conquest Cap for the first time ever. Feels odd to not be able to buy more gear. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's hard to get the mount. I would say it's emotionally hard to get the mount. You don't need to play very well, but you need to play quite a bit. And it can be a bit intimidating just kind of getting started with this. Do they not have their thingy on yet? Can I just, like, go ahead and... Yeah. Now they have their nullifying shred. Oh, no, they didn't get it on. I don't think. Did they? I don't know. Find out. Oh, they killed somebody. Woo! Good job. The nice thing about healing solo shuffle is that you can get into games pretty quickly. The queues are quite short. So you can just try and try again. The bad thing about healing solo shuffle is that it's sometimes a bit stressful. Oh, you know what I need is big debuffs back. I need to turn big debuffs on. This is a bit of a mess.
Nullifying shroud.
There's, yeah, there, okay. So I'm not going to be able to CC the Evoker for a little bit. So I'm not really going to worry about it. I also kind of want to turn off nameplates for, that hunter wants to trap me.
Sleepwalk.
Shroud's almost over, so I should be able to get a clone if they don't kick me. They didn't. Can I get a re? Yep. Can I get a third? Oh, that's a late trinket, but they use communion.
Sleepwalk.
They did it. I don't have a ton of time, but I want big debuffs on. Let's just throw on big debuffs and reload and see if it works. I think that's been a problem with me so far this season. Oh yeah, I got 17 seconds. The other thing that I want to do is turn off pet names. Nameplates. I mean, I don't have... Oh, enemy... Yeah, minions and minor. Turn off pet nameplates. It's too many.
Nullifying shroud.
I wonder who they want.
Doom wins. Sleepwalk. Ascendance.
I've already used Bark, so I didn't want to...
Sleepwalk. Sleepwalk.
Alright, so that's all of their kicks for a hot second, although I don't want to let my hots fall off too much in pursuit of CC. They've been stunned somewhat recently. I can stun the paladin for a second just to kind of peel.
Sleepwalk. Sleepwalk.
Oh,
Avenging
very
Wrath.
dear.
Sleepwalk.
Nope. I did that one a bit rough. Oh, I've updated my add-ons pretty recently, but something that I use in PvP throws mad errors in a way that really upsets my UI. What else did I want to try and change? I forget. Big debuffs is good though. Go placidly. Thank you for the 6-month resub. Essential add-ons. I use Gladius. I use Gladiator Lhasa. I use Omnibar. I use, for healing, Ability Team Tracker. That's showing me their defensive so I can see whether they've used them and if they're active.
Nullifying shroud. Sleepwalk. 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 Power infusion. Walk. Doom wins.
Okay, so Shroud
Ascendance.
is over soon. This is a risky, that was so risky. That was really dumb of me. However, so far so good. Everything's okay.
Sleepwalk.
That is a very sleepwalk happy evoker.
Sleepwalk.
Their kick is on cooldown. The shaman can still win sheer, but they won't. Aha. I've stood a bit close, haven't I?
Sleepwalk.
Do I have anything else that can really help this person? Not really. I mean, I could try and peel.
Sleepwalk.
I think this is going to be DR'd, maybe. Hey, they did it! That's perfect. So 3 wins means that I get progress at least in my vicious mount plus a good chunk of honor. Yeah, a lot of sleepwalk. I'm happy with that. Plus we've got 2 more chances to win. I think if I queued twice and I got at least 3 match wins in both queues, I think that would give me maybe 2 vault options, maybe not.
Power infusion. Shroud.
I'm gonna give them like a, well, no, I'm not. I won't do it. Oh, I can just one-shot that with a thingy. Okay. So they've got their wall up, so I don't want to use a wall.
Avenging wrath.
I can't even stun through a null shroud. Oh, that works. That works. I'll take it. Sometimes I'm curious about what it feels like to PvP on a Preservation Evoker, but not enough to try it. Oh, I didn't pick up the quest for doing solo rounds this week. Oh, I should have. I should have done. Oh no! Can I get it from here? Suggested content. No. Oops. I'll take a look at it after this.
Nullifying shroud. Nullifying shroud. Power infusion. Nullifying shroud.
Nope, nope, that's over. Match complete. Hopefully we did. Yeah, we did 6 rounds. Okay. I was a bit worried that maybe I would have, that somebody left. Okay, so we got 1100 honor, some conquest, some rating, 1400, a couple of appearances because of 1400 honor. Good, good, good. It said solo shuffle. That was the join queue button though. It wasn't a start quest button, I don't think. Unless I misread it, but when I was tabbing it, it said, I may have misread it. It said solo shuffle join the fight, which is just a queue button. It wasn't a start quest button. That's okay. We can pick it up. We can pick it up down here. I think it's just the weeklies, like the official weeklies, that you get from the adventure journal. That's Sparks. There we go. Proving solo. Whoops, I should have picked that up ahead of time. I wish that one was retroactive. So yeah, that gives you that. If I can win at least 3 rounds, then I should be able to get a second thingy. Thought the add-on voice had power confusion. May as well. PI hurts. Also, we can pick up that, and we can pick up that. I can get some flight stones for all the good that does me, which you don't really need them for PvP. I was pleased with that, though. That went well enough. I have 4 Nighthold skips for my account, and I still have yet to see either of the mounts. I'm working on a 5th skip. I'm working on number 5 now. PI is kind of power confusion if you're not used to getting it. What am I going to do with my conquest? What do I want? I have a main hand. I could try and buy an offhand to go with my main hand, especially because I've already committed to using a scepter here. But I might save just to see what I get in my vault, just so I don't accidentally double buy. I know I did that last week, but I can probably get away with doing it one more time. I don't need to climb rating. I can sit around 1400. That's fine. All right, we have melee today. We have Fury. We have a Hunter. This is a Balanced Druid, so that's a caster. Balanced Druids can be scary sometimes. One of my guildies once said, "Why am I on fire?" Oh, I used to love, speaking of people being on fire, I used to love PIing. Oh, I think it was like Shadowlands when fire mages were really good and they were doing their jumpy up and down combustion burst windows. I used to love PIing them during that. I don't remember if it was a good idea, but it was a fun idea because they were like quadruply on fire. It's nice that you get like a couple percent for a win. It's not just 1. I think you get 2, if not 2.2 or 2.4. Did I get my character with the Dragon Staff quest chain done? Oh no, I didn't do it. I don't think I'm going to. I think that I've decided to leave that one be for people that are I've decided to not do it, I think. I want... What am I doing? That's my Hunter. That's my Boomkin. It's one of those jumpy fire mages in Shadowlands. It looked like such fun that I made one. I had a Mechanome mage that I geared up and I, made her Night Fae and everything.
Avatar. Berserk. Avatar.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep reactive resin, I think. Today's going much better so far, knock on wood, but today's going much better solo shuffle wise than the last couple weeks of it did, and I don't know why. Maybe some of the better players have filtered up to the higher ratings. And I'm back with my people again. They've already life cocooned the Boomy.
Avatar. Cyclone.
Look at all the druids. wonder if they're more likely to hit the boomy or the feral. If we spread out, they can't get all of us out at once.
Avatar.
Oh, they got me with the panda in cap. I trinketed early. My friend survived. It's okay, but
Avatar.
oh, I thought I hit tree form. Oh, that's trouble. That's very big trouble. Yeah. I need to win 2 of the next 3 rounds if I want decent honor from this. Oh, I think this person might be wearing the trading post set. Is that the trading post set? That might be one of the new ones. Looks good. I like the fur. It makes the shoulders look warm. Nymeria7, thank you for the 14-month resub. Get him! Make it count! Works. Recolor the blood wake from Island Expeditions. Yeah, I wonder if I didn't buy this set, but I wonder if Trading Post Transmog sets wouldn't tempt me as much if I had been more thorough about collecting Island Expedition sets. I could be like, oh yeah, that's just another color of that thing that I already have. Look at that hunter coming around, or the warrior coming around my side of the pillar. That's so nice. Never happened to me before. Nope. We just need one more. This is a cool hunter pet. I like that one a lot. Although this hunter pet is named Bob. How come they named one of them but not the other one? Hey. I hate this part of the game. It's so boring. Somebody hit somebody. Alright, so I'm fully stun-deered.
Berserk. Cyclone. Cyclone.
No! They did it! Good job, team! That was very close to being not progress for me, but going 3 and 3 is enough to make it progress, so... Oh, we made it! That poor Feral Druid didn't win one. And then that got a 6 of 12 rounds because I failed to I failed to pick up this quest in time. You open the box, you open the box. How to Make Money and Influence Subordinates. It's a great book to keep in your bank. And how am I feeling? We're 10% towards the snail. We do have 2 vault options unlocked. I'm tempted to do one more because if I finish this quest, it's extra honor and like a chunk of conquest. I don't even think I have to win. I think I can just play. I think we could go 0 and 6 and we could still get that quest done. So we're going to go back in one more time. Get one of those for our raid leader. I'm pretty sure Flabby mailed me one and I stuck it in my bank. And I was recently auditing my bank to try and make room for 266,000 draconic vials. And I was like, should I get rid of this? No, I can't get rid of this one. There's also a gray one called a cooked book. I might use honor to upgrade my conquest gear this season. I don't really like, you can buy marks of honor for it and then get transmog, but I'm getting marks of honor separately as well. And I'm kind of sick of being item level 381. I don't need to be higher item level for anything. I'm just kind of sick of being really low item level. So I upgraded my scepter a few times. I don't know. Maybe I do want the marks of honor. Do I have any more transmog I can get from this stuff? I guess I could get like some cloaked mogs or something. Her appearance sets are like almost complete, really. I guess not the current season one, but I need all this stuff. I'm definitely wearing this set for a while once I get it. Maybe not the helmet, but the rest of it for sure. I love me a good crop top. Time to prep for raid. Have a wonderful raid. Yeah, I know Marks of Honor are account bound, but like, what else am I going to get PvP sets on? You know, I only PvP in my Druid, and I like wearing PvP sets and characters that PvP. I don't like mixing and matching for no reason. Generally speaking, just Druid, although sometimes in some seasons, I'm pretty sure Shadowlands didn't have separate class sets. They just had like the armor sets, so there was like, you know, the leather aspirant set. I think class sets took a break for a bit. I've never worn this in my life. I have never worn this in my life. was pleased to get at least some nice vicious progress for the week, though. We went from 6 to 10%, which I'll take. 4% per week is pretty good, I think. Should get it done in a nice drama-free way. Have I farmed the bug-winged ridge shoulder from Foundry? I don't think so. You'd think that I would. It's a nice look. I know the one that you mean. It's a resto shaman this time.
Avatar. Thanks. Ascendance. Thanks.
Oh, I missed that. I could have shifted that. I didn't do it. Do big things, people. Rar Puppy, thanks for the brand new sub.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. That was a weird
Avatar.
We're trying so hard with this one. This feels a bit like skirmishes used to feel, where like things are happening but no one's really
Nice,
taking all
nice.
that much damage. There's Spirit Link done.
Ascendance.
I think we might be working through defensives. Yeah, there we go. Farm Trash Nantoris trying for the neat leather shoulders, or ones. Am I going to level any new characters with a 50% boost? I might make a project of trying to get my existing, like, sort of 60 to 70s caught up to 70. I think that might be good. But then after that,
Cyclone.
maybe. I do like starting new characters. I'm gonna go for a half clone.
Thanks.
Why do I do this to myself? I try to shift
Ascendance.
hex. I try to shadow meld hex. I can shift it. I'm a druid. I'm a druid. What do I think I'm doing? Am I gonna get this in time? Nah. So they could wind shear, but maybe they're too busy to wind shear. No, they got the thing up.
Cyclone.
And that you need to. Where's the grounding time? There it is.
Cyclone.
No, they got me.
Cyclone. Cyclone. Cyclone.
I think that should do it. Yeah. Think they target healer more? Not these days. It's not like Battlegrounds where you need to kill them first to get kills. The move usually is to CC the healer and then to try to set up a kill in the DPS. Sometimes you can swap healers in certain situations, but most of the time healers should be safe enough with their defensives and if they have two teammates to peel for them. You know, whether or not they do is another story. I've definitely found ways to die.
Avatar. Cyclone. 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 Ice. Cyclone.
Nice cross CC. Happy with that. And that puts us to 3 wins, which is great. That means that I'm going to get some nice honor for it too. And more importantly, Vicious War Snail progress. I think after this last solo shuffle, I want to do maybe some hunter stuff. Maybe look for like a hunter dungeon. I had so much fun yesterday. I'm almost scared to do a hunter dungeon because I had so much fun yesterday, you know. It was such a magical place and time. You are so far. Okay. Questionable decision to sit. Or we're gonna live with it.
Thanks.
My druid is over there. What can I do for them?
Thanks.
Not a lot, especially not if they're out of my line of sight. I get that they're lining other people, but this could be trouble.
Thanks.
That's no good. This won't work. 437 PvP item level, good enough for solo shuffle. I think that might be, I don't remember what it takes for you to get in there. It'll tell you on your queue thing whether or not it's, you know, you'll get your item level up pretty quickly as you play. You'll get conquest and you'll get vaults. I am currently at 441. 450 is kind of like the you have full conquest gear situation. I did a +2 vortex pinnacle on my hunter. I joined a random pug and they invited me. And then I went in there and I shot the enemies and then they died and I was very happy. It was my hunter dreams. I've never been so happy to do a +2 in my life.
Ascendance. Cyclone. Cyclone.
So this time it looks like they're going to try and run healer.
Cyclone. Thanks.
I'm awful at that lately. I've never been great at it, but I've been doing especially abysmally.
Cyclone. Cyclone. Ascendance.
That'll work. Challenger 2, hard to reach? I mean, challenge is different for everybody. PvP just depends on your experience and what you're playing, and most people would say no, but I don't want to downplay it if anybody's been having a tough time with it, because it's hard to get into for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, professional knowledge from the Dark Moon Fair. Do I want to do that on any of my characters? Maybe. Storyline of WoW that you don't like? I am really uninvested in all of them. I'm just not a big story and games kind of person. So I wouldn't say that I dislike any of them, and I also wouldn't really say that I like any of them. And that'll work. That's 900 honor. A couple more rating. Bit of conquest. Found out that my lock has 52 Whelpling's Shadow Flame Crest fragments in my bag. Oh, nice. So yeah, Challenger 2 is 1600. Yeah, it'll take a bit of doing. So we have 2 vault options unlocked, which was precisely what I wanted. Got some honor. Got some conquest. And I'm going to sit on my conquest for next week, because I can buy pretty much whatever. But I'm going to just wait and see what I get in my vault in order to make that choice. All right, let's go see if we can find something fun to do on my hunter for a second. I'm happy with how that went, though. That wasn't as miserable as it could have been. My hunter needs flight stones, but you do get them from doing dungeons. I got my new weak cores. I think I just need to put more time into playing with them. I've got my multi-target spec. I've got my butterfly. What else? What else do I need? I bought some like health pots, and I bought some rockets to put on my weapon, and I even bought some combat pots. I don't know if I would start slinging them in a +2, although maybe. I got some files. I got some self food. I figured I should try and do my best here. Do I have any extra flight stones? I've got 73 flight stones. It's not really going to get me super far. I have been on this character spending them down the moment I earn them. Because there's just so many, gear upgrades you can do for yourself, really. I think I'm working on her legs right now. Yeah, so I can get the 392 to 395. And now I'm out. We're broke. I wonder if I can recreate it. Dungeons. I mean, I can also list my own key. So we'll sign up for that. I'm basically just going to sign up for any +2 that I can. Oh, the Halls of Infusion will take me. But they don't have a healer or a tank yet, so we might be waiting for a minute. I'm gonna head out there. Pre-made group finder is the add-on. I haven't added it to my spreadsheet yet. I really should. Maybe I'll do that right now while I'm waiting for this. Because yeah, it's a good one. Pre-made... Oh, you know what? I can't do it right now. I'll have to do that later. I'll make a note of it. Drake Crest Fragments. The Wowhead item upgrade guide should have the sources. You can get them from dungeons, but the exact difficulty band I don't remember off the top of my head. What am I gonna say? "20 hours in D4 send help." Mythic plus 6 to 10? Sounds about right. Oh, we've got a we've got a tank already. They're just looking for a healer. I was gonna fly there, but apparently I don't have the flight points, so I'm gonna just try my best. I'm pretty sure Halls of Infusion is the one that's like over here. Yeah, that's right. It's in tier hold. I am the tank, here to help. Ooh. I believe in our dream. This is gonna be beautiful, a beautiful dungeon. I'll dismiss my pets before I jump off anything, I promise. How do you feel about the current state of WoW? I mean, good, but it's kind of like asking Mr. Rogers how his neighbors are. It's always good with me. It's I've been subbed since Wrath, continuously and without breaks. I wonder if I can live through the Halls of Infusion. The boss where you hide behind the crystals is not theoretically hard. However, I die every time. I don't know what my problem is. I swear I understand the fight. I'm just, for whatever reason, when I heal that fight, I either get too close to an exploding crystal, or I don't line of sight properly despite the fact that I'm behind the pillar like anybody else. I don't know what it is with me in that fight, but we are not friends. We don't get along. It doesn't go well. Yeah, I'm out of gas again. Leia, thank you for the 25-month resub. Stand in the light ring on the floor. That's a good thing they're summoning because I'm having a difficult time getting there. Here we go. I'm going to use a ferocity pet, so I'm going to dismiss and then I'm going to pull out my Neuromox so I get my extra leech. I must rearrange my pets in the stables or whatever so that I get Neuromox plus my butterfly, because I would like that very much. I get Neuromox plus the snail right now, which is also good. So we've got I'm going to file. I'm going to use my rockets. I'm going to eat. I'm taking this serious. Have I ever gotten bored of WoW? I'll get bored of like a thing, you know, like I'll get bored of doing keys and then I'll do PvP, or I'll get bored of PvP and then I'll collect mounts, and then I'll get bored of mount collecting and then it's time to raid again, and then I'll get bored of that and then I'll play an alt. I just have so many different things that I bounce between that I've never really run out of something that sounded fun to do. You know, I will do gold making or mount collecting or alt leveling or Mythic Plus or PvP or raiding. Like I do a little bit of everything. The only thing I don't really do is I don't really mess with BGs or open world PvP, and I don't really mess with story and role playing. What is this? Oh, it's an armor of endless cloaks, I see. All right, I'm gonna try my best. So we're taking this up to that. I'm not super familiar with all the stops in here yet. So when that paw icon next to the frame starts to go yellow, that means I need to refresh my beast cleave. And as long as there's a paw next to the frame, that means that my pet's beast cleave is hitting that enemy. So we're happy with that. There's no more bleeding goat. So you're safe from that at least. Oh, I haven't wheeling arrowed yet. Oh, these people are... You know what? They're not higher item level than me. They're just doing more damage. I was gonna say these people are geared. Nope. They're just killing it. I know that Expulse hurts because I did this on a 19 last night. And oh boy, it was ugly. We did time the 19. I was pleased with that. We timed the 19, which is how we got the... I think we failed an underwrought 21, I think is what happened. We also timed the Brackenhide 20. I'm having a moment. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I lost track. But anyways, I learned that Expulse hurts because I died to it. That's what happened. Yeah, the fixate mobs were rough. Lots of kill command. Or not kill command, kill shot. Do I have to kill the ads? Probably. Sounds like something you expect DPS to do. I don't know, man. I'm just showing up. I usually heal this thing. Oh, I'm probably not supposed to stand in the frontal either. Let's not stand in front of them. I'll do a better job. I'm gonna go be over here. I did it! Hazel DPS era. I'm a BM hunter like I always wanted to be when I grow up. Heading left, very good. Happy with that. I don't think I'm gonna get into like afflicted keys this week on this character. I think she's still a baby and she's enjoying her baby life, but I think that if I did, I would be a bit unnerved by not having anything to do about it. Like, it's like, what am I supposed to do? Just hope? You calling me scruffy? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm in my scruffy era. Do I need to, like, flare out some stealthies? I know there's stealthies in this dungeon, but I don't know where. I also... Oh, I do have herbalism, so maybe I can get the thingy. I'm gonna try and get the mushroom. This should get us our debuff. Because you tap the mushroom and it gives people a half-hour buff that lasts through death that auto-cleanses poison to help with the frogs and the poison there. I hope that people were close enough to get it. I didn't check or anything. I just kind of clicked it and hope for the best. I'm not planning to play D4. I played some D3. I enjoyed it well enough. It's not really... honestly, it hurts my hands a lot. And I don't feel strongly enough about it to give them the 40,000 Canadian dollars they want. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I'm happy to just play WoW. I've made some strange choices in this. in this pack. So for this one, we were bringing the frogs to him and just letting him eat the frogs, and it was working really good. On my main, anyway. That was like the move. Yeah. Favorite melee class to play for Mythics? Can't say I've done it. I'd say the closest I've come has been maybe a little stint on Fear. Oh geez, I must have said something that set him off. I had a little stint as Fury Warrior. I should probably move that speaker. I don't even use it in the office. It scares the daylights out of me. Yeah, I did a little Fury Warrior, but for the most part, I heal, and then if I'm not going to heal, I'm probably going to be ranged. Oh, I'm going to be in trouble. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what the price of Diablo is in Canadian, but it was enough that I didn't even give it any serious consideration. And that wasn't even like the fancy editions. Those were wild. You know, it's bad enough that I buy pretty much anything that WoW throws at me, so that'll do. Cheapest is like $80 Canadian. Yeah. Yeah, I could buy like a week's groceries on that if I if I tried. Playing a little bit of D4, pretty fun. Didn't expect myself to enjoy it as much. Alright, I'm gonna try my best here. Bait Cyclone away from good thing, because that one's kind of cracked. That one's good. Also, my frenzy's a hot mess here. I think we're going to sit on 2 for a second is what I'm going to do. And then we get away from it. Oh, I messed up. I dumped charges that I shouldn't have. And then I want to stand far from cracked ones, and I want to bait not into good ones. Oh, it's over. Okay. I guess that's a nice thing about a +2. I am familiar with Anne of Green Gables. They are good. I feel like as a kid, I read a few too many stories that were about sad orphans and bad things happening to sad orphans. And I know like lots of good things happened to Anne, but I just felt really bad for her about her parents. And I had gone through too many orphan books. There were too many of them, and I didn't want any more of them. I didn't ever really think of that as a Canadian thing, though. Are they not popular outside of Canada? Also, all the things that people hold against Anne felt really unfair. Maybe I haven't read it in a long time, so maybe I'm misremembering, but I feel like people thought she was, like, ugly and loud, which was, like, a really mean thing to even think about, like, a young girl who just needs a home, man. You know, they're like, oh, man, she's a little weird, but we'll keep her. She's got red hair. Oh, my gosh. Okay. She's not a puppy. The author's Canadian. But I haven't read them in years, so I could be completely misremembering the premise. Maybe that wasn't the thing. I've really made life hard for myself by standing behind this pillar, because I go out of line of sight of it every time I go back and forth. Alright. I can do it. We can do it. I'm going to try my best to not die. It's the end part here. I've been having so much fun with these baby keys. There's something really nice about just like the very first step into Mythic Plus, you know? It's also nice being able to move without having to stop my damage. Oh, it's over. We don't even have to do the intermission. I was all hyped up for it. That was awesome. I got 67 rating. What item level comes from here? Veteran 1 of 8 stuff, so 402 gear. I got 52 gold. I got some flight stones, I'm sure. 33 plus a bonus 25. It's pretty good, pretty good. Neat. Thanks, guys. I wonder if a lot of people just do like 1+2 key on all of their alts so that their alts get like at least one thing from the vault. I could see that. I want to see my score. I'm at 135 now. I've done 2 whole keys. That Halls was really fast. Thanks for letting me take. Thanks for taking it. It was fun. I have yet to get a piece of gear from one of these things, but Veteran 1 of 8 gear, it would replace my neck. I have a fair amount of Veteran gear. It would replace my neck. Veteran trinkets would be great. Veteran legs and belt would be great, but the rest of my gear is pretty much okay. It's not like I need every single slot, which almost makes me want to try to do 2 more keys so that I could have 2 vault options for Mythic Plus. Tank's hard to find? Not wildly so far. I haven't been stuck for one yet. I am considering going back in again. Oh, I want to go see a stable master. Where's a stable master in this town? There must be one somewhere. Maybe this way? I want to go rearrange my pets so I can have my butterfly as my second pet. I do enjoy the there it is. I do enjoy the snail, but I want to. You're a stable master? Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay. No, that's not quite right. Because I want to be able to have it as my primary pet sometimes. If I put that moth fully into a stable slot, will she then... I might just need to tame more pets. Yeah, she'll then pop up there. So what I would need to do, or at least the reliable thing to do, would be to do that. Yeah, there we go. Now I've got the purple pets. I don't know. It might be in my best interest to just kind of wrap for the day. Not push it too much, you know. That's a Neltheris. I don't need a VP. I mean, for whatever reason, I'm trying to fill up my score in different keys. So I would need not a VP, not a Halls. My own key currently is an Underwrite, which I guess I could list. Now, of course, I'm seeing nothing but VP and Halls, and then there's Alderman, which seems long. I don't know. Might just give up. Any gear to upgrade with crests? I'm out of flight stones. I am dead out of flight stones. I could maybe get one more upgrade to these adventurer pants, but I'm hoping to get a pair of veteran pants, and then I'm going to be out of flight stones again. New pet smash the new trading post mount? Here, let's see. I think you're right. It's a lot of purple. The butterfly in particular has very similar colors. The Neuromock is much more pink and less blue. It's pretty. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for today. I think I'm gonna wrap up. I will be back on Wednesday for a fresh week of WoW streams. I had a great time this week. We got all kinds of stuff done. We solo shuffled, we did Nighthold, we did keys of all kinds. It was good. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a phenomenal end of your weekend and a wonderful, wonderful day.